See, I've been waiting. Waiting on that time. Feel me if you've been waiting on yours. That moment, it's close. It's close. It's close.
Yeah.
Tired of living day to day like everything's alright. Just waiting on that moment. Waiting on my moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 2 of The Four Corners. Yesterday was a huge day in the MLB, so let's get right into the news. We got no time to waste, so I want to hear from you guys' opinion. What did you like about the trade deadline yesterday?
Steve, I want to be honest with you. I like the Yankees getting Sonny Gray yesterday. I think it was one of the best trades that anybody can do yesterday.
Yeah, I like that too. They just might have gave up way too much for a pitcher that's been injury prone.
But you know what? He's under contract, so.
That's right.
And
That's why I like the Gray trade, because under contract, and I think it's going to help the bullpen. It's going to help Tanaka, Severino, all of them. And I think it's another guy that it just pushes them over the top to, from now not competing possibly in a playoff spot in the beginning of the year to now possibly World Series contenders. I mean, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think they're there now, and it's just about putting all the pieces together and letting the ship roll.
I think the two players the Yankees traded were both hurt this year. One of them played for the Yankees this year and then got hurt in Chicago. I don't know about the other one. So it's with a K. I don't know his last name. I'm sorry. Drawing a blank here. Mateo is going to be a really good player, though. I don't know what you guys think about Mateo. He's going to be filthy.
Yeah, the two players were hurt, but they're also 22 years old. They gave up 3 top 12 prospects where they're going to have a problem in a few years when DD's contract's up and
But
Castro's
I think
up.
it's kind of crazy that they got Yu Darvish Sonny Gray, and traded those prospects and still have one of the best, prospects in the league.
They only traded one player that's a top 50 prospect, honestly.
No, they traded 3.
I don't know.
I mean,
Because
I think
James Capellini, who's the pitcher, has Tommy John surgery. Yeah, but he's their first round pick from 2 years ago, and then they just traded their first round pick from this previous year, Blake Rutherford, to the White Sox for David Robinson and
Todd Frazier.
Tommy Cahill and Frazier. At least they didn't give up, Clint Frazier.
I still think that they're going to be still one of the youngest teams in baseball for years to come, and it was 3:00, and I wasn't even sure if they were going to get Sonny Gray at the time, but they pulled it off and they did what they had to do.
Yeah, I was at my shitty job and I got the alert.
Well, you know what? I think the Yankees are fine for future with their outfield. Their outfield's looking nice.
Well,
Hicks, Judd, Frazier. I mean, come on.
When Hicks comes back, Frazier has to be in the lineup. Hicks has to ride the bench, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this puts the Yankees and the Dodgers in
So that was my next topic. I was going to say the last trade of the day that happened exactly a little bit over 4:00.
Well, it happened before, but
Well, it was announced before 4:00 that Yu Darvish was traded to LA. Now, if that doesn't push them as number 1 World Series contenders, then I don't know what does, and I think that this is the year for them to win it, or
bust.
It's a bust season.
I mean, Kershaw, Darvish,
Rich Hill.
I mean, Medina. I mean, come on.
They got the young kid Bellinger. I mean, it's time for them to go over the top and.
yeah, but one injury like that. And
Dodger fans, if you guys don't win the World Series this year, I think you guys should kill yourselves. I think you'll never.
And you know what? As bad as it is that Kershaw's hurt right now, it's a good thing. He's resting, and by the time he comes back, he's going to be ready to roll for the playoffs.
Yu Darvish is going to be their ace until he comes back, so they're fine.
And you know what? Yu Darvish is making his debut Friday night at Citi Field against the Mets that I cheer for on an everyday basis. But it's been a bad year, and I think he's probably going to shut them down. And he's
not having that great of a year.
He's not having one that great of a year, but he was also behind a Texas team that wasn't as good as the LA Dodgers are.
Since you want to bring up the Mets, let's talk about the Mets trade deadline. I think they were the losers of the trade deadline.
They were losers because it's not even their own fault. It's the fact that no one wanted to take Jay Bruce, and I'm really not sure why. The guy's having a career year. He's almost has 30 home runs on the season.
Yeah.
And
Granderson, they could have traded.
I mean, Granderson, I think, is going to retire at the end of the season, or they're just going to get rid of him. I don't expect him to be back for the 2018 season. But I like that they got rid of Reed. Good for him. He's a good pitcher, and he'll be good for Boston.
And they replaced him with AJ Ramos anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they got AJ Ramos.
Well,
and
let me say this, guys. You know,
right.
you guys could think the Mets are losers, but the Mets are winners. For two reasons. They traded for AJ Ramos, so next year, Familia and Ramos, who's gonna want to go against them? In the 8th and 9th inning.
They might not get that opportunity if those pitchers are not healthy.
They'll be fine. Trust me. The Mets
let's not forget
Mets
Levin.
next season 95 wins. Mark it right down. 95 wins.
95
Mets?
95 wins.
The New York Mets.
Yes, the New York Mets.
The Mets that can't stay healthy for a while.
The Yankees will have 99.
It'll be Yankees Mets World
All right.
Series. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that, but the Mets will have 95 wins. You know why?
Why?
Because their Mats, DeGrom, Syndergaard will all be
What about Harvey?
Harvey. The Dark Knight. He's the Black Knight. Okay. He's gone. He's
this
gone.
is off topic, but after 2018, he is a free agent. Where do you guys expect him to be in a Met uniform after that season?
No.
I see him in an orange uniform in jail.
Oh my God.
He's a piece of crap. That's my opinion about it.
So you don't, as a Yankee fan, you don't see him as a New York Yankee?
No, if he's a New York
Yankee fan,
if he's a New York Yankee, I'm moving to Florida because I really can't. I can't deal with him in New York.
You're
anymore.
moving to Florida.
So if he's not a Met, where do you expect a team to take a flyer?
I think the Rockies might take a flyer. They need a starting pitcher.
I'm gonna say the Phillies.
Staying in the division.
Yeah, either the Phillies or Nats.
That would be crazy.
Nats to pull Daniel Murphy on us, huh?
Well, he's not as good as Murphy. Let's put it that way.
Murphy might be on steroids, so
I don't think so. He's on my fantasy team. Don't talk about my teammate.
Fuck your fantasy team. We're not talking about fantasy. We're
So
talking about real life.
we all agree that right now the bold prediction is New York Yankees, Dodgers, World
I think
Series.
that's happening, and the Yankees are going to win in 7.
So we all agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the one problem for the Yankees is the Houston Astros. But I see the Red Sox taking the Houston Astros out because I see the Yankees winning the division.
You know who else I think was a loss on yesterday's deadline? The Cleveland Indians.
Cleveland Indians.
Not at all. Joe Smith.
But
very good bullpen on them. They really didn't need much, and they had a sick bullpen already. And they added to that, and there was rumors that Zach Britton was going to get traded there.
Yeah, but they never never pulled the trigger on Zach Britton for some reason.
Because they wanted too high, the Orioles. So they weren't going to give up their top prospects for a reliever.
So do we think the Orioles are losers at the deadline yesterday? Because supposedly they didn't do trades because they're still in the mix that the GM said.
I don't think they're going to make that wild card spot,
mix.
so they are definitely losers.
They're more in the mix for the number 1 pick in the draft than the playoffs.
So you think they're out?
Yes.
You think it's over?
Yeah.
I think it's between the Royals, Boston, and Rays. What do you guys think?
That's who you think it's down to.
Yeah, honestly. I don't see anyone else competing.
So I know. I just want so the answer is the Orioles. Yes, they were losers at the deadline yesterday. They should have pulled the trigger on Zach Britton.
Yes.
Yeah, but Zach Britton's a great bullpen arm, so that's probably why they didn't want it. And the owner said the only way that he would take it is if they got like a king's ransom, which means like he wanted like top heavy prospects, like what the Yankees gave up for a starting pitcher.
So another team.
But yeah, basically he wanted what the Yankees got for Miller last year, and that wasn't going to happen.
So another team that.
Wait, hold off on the Orioles for a second. Let's see. They're 4.5 out of the Royals. I mean, they're not that off. I mean, I think it's between the Yankees, Boston, KC, Tampa, and Seattle for the final.
The only reason why I didn't say the Yankees was because I think they're winning this division. Seattle, they're always a question mark to me. I don't know about you, but
I don't think Seattle Mariners have been in the playoffs since I was born.
Yeah, they were in 2000, bud.
Well, that's how you know I wasn't a big baseball fan.
he was fucking 2 years old.
Yeah.
How is he gonna fucking know?
All right.
You know?
So another team that's having a disappointing year, that is, you could have your opinions on if they're winners or losers, is the Toronto Blue Jays. There was rumors that they were going to get rid of Jose. There was rumors that they were going to get rid of a lot of people, but a lot of people say they are winners because they pulled the trigger on that pitcher that we were talking about before, on Joe Smith. So, your opinion
They're winners.
for what reason?
First of all, they got rid of a player that was, I think, making $13 million, Francisco Liriano. And they got, I can't pronounce his name. It's, God, how do you pronounce his name? Caillou? No, I don't know. Some outfielder on Astros. He's a position player, but he could go fit right into their outfield role. Their leadoff guy. It's really good. And then they got, an outfielder in the prospect.
I can't think of why they're struggling so much this year.
And they got a second.
Donaldson sucking.
And they got a second baseman for Joe Smith.
If we want to talk about people sucking on the Toronto Blue Jays, let's talk about Jose Bautista. The guy's batting a .218. Not just for the Blue Jays, but for my fantasy baseball team. It's bad.
Why do you have him still?
It's bad. You're right. I probably should cut him.
You should probably cut him right now. Might as well go get your phone and hit the drop button.
But yeah, the Blue Jays. I'm not really sure what people will have different opinions on them.
They're winners, but they're.
I think they could have traded Donaldson, honestly.
But they're winners because Mr. Smoke, Justin Smoke, you know him very well. If you cut him off your fantasy team.
I mean, that is probably the biggest, probably big player that didn't expect to do much and did something.
Yeah.
Besides, if you want to count Bellinger in there, because he's another rookie who,
No, Smoke's been around for.
Unless you also want to count Judge. We didn't expect him to do what he's doing this season.
But he slowed down.
But he had the potential. The potential was there.
Yeah.
Smoke's been in the league for I think 6 years now, and every time he was supposed to be this top prospect and he never came around. It looks like he finally came around.
So,
30 home runs, 71 RBIs, and batting .300. I know because he's on my fantasy team.
All right, well, you would know that. But
One
more team before we move on here. The Houston Astros. Are they or are they not winners in the deadline yesterday?
I think they're winners. Honestly, they didn't have to do anything. Their team is fucking stacked. I love their lineup. Maybe they could have used another starting pitcher like Gray, but honestly,
I thought maybe they
Wait, hold on. Let's go back to Orioles. I just saw this come across my page. They're losers, but I just seen. I was at work. I must have not seen this. They got Tim Beckham
Yeah, they got back.
from the Rays. I didn't know that.
you know why the Rays cut him?
Why?
Because the series against the Yankees, he was struggling.
So that one series you
Yeah,
get.
they're like, fuck him.
This guy's batting .280 this
I
year,
know.
and almost
Chris Archer
at
lost
one
him.
point he had the best numbers. Best numbers. Better numbers than Francisco Lindor, who you have on today. Tom.
And the Rays,
I am rocking Francisco Lindor at the moment.
and the
Sick
Rays
jersey.
only traded, got back a friggin' minor league pitcher. I think
Yeah.
that's
Tabas Myers.
Back to the Astros. A lot of people think that they missed out on the chance to get a top pitcher at the deadline yesterday.
Well, they were in on Hugh Darvish,
They were in.
and they were in on Zach Britton, but they didn't want to give up.
I
their
also heard they were in on
prospects.
Addison Reed, but they didn't pull
they're
the
like
trigger.
one of those teams that doesn't like to trade prospects. They just want to hold them and kiss them goodbye. Well, good night.
Sometimes
Goodbye.
you don't want to get rid of your top guys.
Yeah, but you gotta do what you gotta do if you want to win a World Series. That's what the Yankees are doing, and
Yeah,
they look
well,
like World Series champs.
Okay, and if they don't win the World Series,
They're fine next year.
and if they let Sonny Gray walk and they don't win a World Series, then
Sonny
they're
Gray's
screwed.
under contract.
He's on the contract for one more season.
2 more.
Actually,
This season and next season. No, he's not.
actually,
I thought you meant after this year.
before we do move on, though, I actually have one more thing to say. The Boston Red Sox
The losers.
loses yesterday, in your opinion.
Yes. All they got was Addison Reed.
All I got was Addison Reed, and I actually expect them to maybe get another bat.
They needed another
They
bat.
need another bat.
I
Bad.
thought maybe they would have asked the Mets for Jay Bruce.
I don't know why they didn't, honestly, but you know why? I think because they traded a lot of their prospects, and they're probably done trading prospects for now.
I don't know why, but the Mets got three. I think it was
3 pitches.
It was 3 starting. They were minor league pitches,
Yeah,
obviously.
2 out of the 3 supposed to be really good.
All right.
They got a number 18, I think, in top like prospects
Yeah.
as a pitcher. But yeah, so we all agree that the Yankees and the Dodgers are probably the top winners,
And Cubs.
and Chicago.
Cubs
Yeah.
got Jose Quintana, and then they were in on Sonny Gray. They also got Justin Williams, a very good left-handed reliever, and they got Alex Avila, whose father traded him. I don't know if anyone knows.
I heard that during the
That's pretty funny. I don't understand. You trade your own son. That would be like my father traded me in for another kid. That's basically what he did. His father said, "You know what? You're not good enough. Goodbye. Go to another team." You know what?
I respect that.
I would, if I was the Alex Avila right now, I would retire.
What? I respect that.
And I would ask to change my last name.
So, we all know UFC 214 was the other night, and just wanted to get your guys' opinion on the Tyron Woodley fight. Everyone thought it was pretty boring. What was your guys' opinion on it?
The worst fight ever. The least strikes thrown in a UFC championship fight. Dana White, he said he's gonna Woodley's gonna expose him. Well, Woodley exposed himself for being the worst champion ever.
Dana White basically said that. I mean, he didn't say these words didn't come out of his mouth, but it basically said it might have been the worst UFC fight he's ever seen.
He's embarrassed. I would be embarrassed.
He's embarrassed to, put that fight on a card, and it was.
I'm mad I can't get that half hour back in my life because that was wasted. I could have been doing a lot of other things in a half hour.
I think the fight started off good. Woodley got him. His eye was Maya's eye was closed, and then it just got boring, and I wanted to fall asleep, just waiting for John Jones and Brock.
John Jones and Damian Cormier, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
But basically everyone watched that fight, regardless how you watched it. All it cared about is the Cormier John Jones.
Yeah.
And the Chris Cyborg. Cyborg,
Cyborg is a man. Okay.
Yeah,
she talks like a man. She looks like a man. She doesn't.
She is a man.
She is a man. She probably has a dick. I mean, she doesn't intrigue me at all. If you guys find her attractive, you should be embarrassed and jump off a bridge.
She can't even talk. She can't even talk friggin' English either. I couldn't understand that. I am a man. Right. Sound like a zombie. Anyway, like Charlotte Flair. No, that's a different sport. All right, we could talk about Robbie Lawler. He beat the Cowboy. I thought the Cowboy won. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the Cowboy won too. I think Lawler got lucky. I think the Cowboy took him down more and had more significance.
This is the stats I have for the fight.
Okay.
99 total strikes for the Cowboy. Over 85 for Lawler. 82 significant strikes. Over 77 for Lawler. 1 takedown. Over 0 takedowns. From these stats, the Cowboy wins.
Yeah.
I don't know what Lawler gave them. He must have gave them either a blowjob or money.
I was going to say Lawler won the fight, right?
Yeah. Ridiculous.
But the biggest fight of that card was John Jones coming back to fight Cormier for the title after all the trash talk, after all the words that were thrown. What do you guys give that fight?
I give it a 10. John Jones did what I expected.
It lived up to the hype, in my opinion. And you know what? Cormier was winning that fight.
And Steve, you texted us in the group chat. You're like, this fight's going to end in 3 rounds. And you know what happened? It ended in 3 rounds.
Exactly.
I mean, come on. Cormier didn't stand a chance. Please.
I mean, I wouldn't say he didn't stand a chance. If he didn't throw that flying knee, John Jones, it was over. He was going to win.
Yeah.
He was throwing those...
John Jones said after the fight, he knew Cormier was going to slide and he was going to hit him.
But you know, I give him respect because he said that he's a hell of a champion. But,
and a hell of a husband.
Yeah, well...
How does he know?
I don't fucking know, but he's with his wife.
But,
Can I talk about what I didn't like from the fight?
Yeah,
after the fight, I didn't like how Joe Rogan interviewed Cormier after he was knocked out. You're not supposed to do that, honestly.
Yeah, the guy was knocked out and he was crying.
Bro, did you see it?
So that he was crying like a little girl. I mean, Joe Rogan interviewed him. I was laughing because
You're not supposed to do that.
he looked like his lip was like down to his chest.
Wait, did you see John Jones kiss Cormier?
Yeah,
I found that hilarious. Honestly, that was funny.
He kissed him. Thank you.
But you know what? Let's talk about who John Jones challenged after in his interview.
I mean, he called out Brock Lesnar, who is not even in the UFC.
And he was suspended from the UFC.
And I'm pretty sure when he was in the UFC, he was one of the toughest fighters in the UFC.
Honestly, he didn't.
I think Brock Lesnar would eat John Jones for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay, you're totally wrong
I
here.
don't agree with that. I mean, do I think that Brock Lesnar might win?
He might
Yeah.
suplex him. Suplex
It's
City,
not
bitch.
WWE.
Doesn't matter.
Brock. You're not suplexing anybody to fucking break his neck.
Do you guys think that fight would bring more money than the Conor McGregor Floyd
Not
Mayweather
at.
fight?
It'll be close,
Yes.
maybe. I don't
Yes,
think
it
it's
would.
bringing more money.
Yes, it would.
What?
You know why? Because you have the crowd from the WWE coming in from the crowd from the UFC.
But did the crowd from the UFC, when Brock Lesnar left the UFC, go to the WWE?
I mean, some could have, but
Could've.
that's a good point. Wait, do not interrupt me because I have stuff to say.
Okay.
This will be a bigger fight because it's two heavyweights. Heavyweights. I don't care about these little scrawny little idiots that are fighting boxing right now. It's the Brock Lesnar. You know how much Brock Lesnar draws when he wrestles in the WWE?
So that was my next
He's the
question.
biggest draw ever.
Is this fight going to bring attention? Are people going to want to pay money to see this?
This fight could be $250. I might pay the whole $250.
You think it's going to cost more than the Floyd fight?
It's the UFC. Everything.
You know what,
You know.
though? Brock's losing this fight.
Nope.
Second round.
No.
I mean,
knockout.
I think I can speak for everybody around the world. I think we want this fight to happen. I think it's bound to happen.
Alright, before you continue, Brock has lost 3 times. John Jones lost once, and the loss he got was a suspended, an illegal elbow.
Okay.
That doesn't count.
Brock Lesnar lost 3 times. Okay, let me give you the 3 times Brock Lesnar lost.
Okay, I'm waiting.
His first ever fight to Frank Mir in the UFC. That's you gotta learn in progress. He lost.
I understand that.
He lost his second fight when he had a disease, and he was still kicking people's ass. And his third fight was because he was on steroids. So let's put all
He
those
needs
3
steroids
losses.
to win a fight.
Let's put all these 3 fights and let's put them in a. You don't like steroids? Do you know who John Jones is?
He's a coke master.
Listen. It's steroids versus steroids. Who's gonna use the steroids first? That's
So
what
we're
it
gonna
is.
use the steroids.
Yeah,
Every
basically.
time. Well, Jones won.
Do you guys think Brock ever, or maybe was on steroids at one point in his life?
No, he only used steroids for that fight because he.
So besides that, you think he's just mainly built and a strong.
But he
fucking
didn't. He
dude?
didn't use the steroids. He didn't use the steroids for the USC fight. He used the steroids to be in shape for SummerSlam, and it was in the same amount of time.
Oh, why would he want to be in shape? Wrestling's not real.
Because Vince McMahon said to him,
What was he fat?
yeah, he was out of shape. Vince McMahon said, get out of shape and do whatever it takes to get out of shape. There's even reports of that. So he didn't do it for the UFC fight. He could beat Mark Hunt with his eyes closed.
Well, Mark Hunt's fucking retarded. He's a Samoan retard. He's fucking fatter than you and our other awful kind of podcast, Christopher McGreeny. I mean, come on. You two combined are as fat as Mark Hunt. Fucking 300 pounds.
So, back to the UFC. 214. We're giving it a thumbs up, a thumbs down.
I give it a thumbs up.
I only saw a few fights. I only saw the Cyborg, the Robbie Lawler fight. I saw the Woodley fight and the.
At the end of the day, though, I think the John Jones fight lived up to the hype.
Let's be honest. UFC never fails.
It never does. It never
always
does.
entertaining.
Yeah, it's always entertaining to get a guy punched in the face. All right, so let's get into the WWE, and we're gonna tag Tom out, and we're gonna tag Chris right in. It's a tag team match. So here we go. All right, so Brock Lesnar last night on WWE Raw said that he's going to leave WWE if he loses at SummerSlam. So what's your guys' opinion on this?
I think he's still
It's going to be Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, and Lesnar facing.
Wait,
Who's going to win?
Wait, only because I'm not going to be talking about this guy. I don't really know that much about WWE. I think right there of him saying that he's going to leave if he loses at the so-called SummerSlam. That right there.
What do you mean it's just so-called SummerSlam?
Well,
it's called SummerSlam. It's called so-called.
Well,
it's so,
whatever it is.
You were tagged out.
And you
No,
take
no,
out.
no,
Get out of the ring. What are you, the ref now?
I understand, but supposedly he said he's gonna leave, and if he leaves, that means he most likely wants to fight John Jones.
Okay, and he still has to wait 6 months for his suspension.
But I know, but I think that's him answering the John Jones's call.
We have breaking news here, guys. Sorry to come off topic. I just got an alert through my phone. Andrew Luck could miss 6 weeks with a shoulder injury. So just so you guys know.
Fuck WWE talk for 5 minutes. I think this hurts the Colts a lot.
Yeah, it does. It hurts fantasy football too.
Tom, you're back in for at least 5 minutes here.
Tagged in. Chris, you're out. I'm sorry, bud. Tom, you're in.
That does hurt the Colts, especially on his fantasy
I
value.
don't even know who their backup is.
I think it's Scott Tolzien.
Scott Tolzien.
Oh,
Scott
God.
fucking Tolzien.
Yep, he could probably beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, the cow.
Yeah, I would take Scott Tolzien. I'm a Browns fan.
And
That's my
anyway.
quarterback.
Yeah, I know you would.
Anyway, back to WWE. All right, so let's get back into it. So Lesnar, Roman, Strowman, Joe. Who's gonna win, Chris? What do you have? And who takes the pinfall?
I don't. Oh God! See, yet last night with the triple threat, Roman, Strowman, and Joe. Roman Reigns pinning Samoa Joe clean.
Oh, clearly, you know why? Because Vince McMahon has Roman Reigns' 2-inch dick in his mouth.
We'll talk about that more
I-
often.
dude.
Trust us.
After seeing that, it has me worried for everyone else because the way it was built. I mean, Roman, like they made Roman superior in the sense of like no one can really beat him, but everyone else in this match are pretty much like beasts. They're unstoppable. They just like you can't see any of them losing.
Or any of them taking a pinfall.
Would you guys be surprised if Baron Corbin just cashes in? I mean,
He's on a different show, though.
But
I mean,
fucking Cena goes on SmackDown and Raw. I mean, come
the
on.
way this is going,
Jason
I mean,
Jordan went from fucking SmackDown to Raw because
without
his
explanation because
father.
he's Kurt Angle's son.
Yeah, his father's Kurt Angle. You kidding me?
I'm gonna give it to the underdog.
Show me the
this
blood
match.
test.
I'm gonna give the victory at SummerSlam to Strowman.
I'm gonna disagree with you, but I can't argue with you because anybody could win, and it's a good thing we're going because if Lesnar loses, it's his last match ever, and we get to see it.
Which another.
By the way, we are going to SummerSlam in Brooklyn, or August 26th, I believe.
20th.
20th. I'm sorry, guys. I think my fantasy date.
Like after Samoa Joe losing last night,
I think Samoa Joe pins Roman Reigns,
as like a.
but I also could see Brock Lesnar winning, and then at Survivor Series, Samoa Joe beating Lesnar, and Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans.
Alright, that's my turn. Let's talk about Samoa Joe here. He is the real deal. He could be one of the biggest heels in WWE right now if he wins this title.
He is the biggest heel.
Biggest heel in history.
History.
He is.
Right.
He
History.
has potential to be one of the sickest heels.
Right.
I heard a rumor that Strowman and Joe are going to be battling throughout the whole fall.
They're gonna make.
So that means one of them might win the title. I don't know.
Is Doink the Clown still WWE?
He's dead, Tom.
They have a new clown. Mine is Crazy Steve. Swear to God.
No way. Really? Oh,
Crazy Steve from TNA.
No, Joey, who do you think is gonna win?
I said Samoa Joe.
You think Samoa Joe?
He could be one of the biggest heels. in
We
WWE.
all agree that Lesnar isn't gonna win.
I think there's a chance he wins. Though.
Now let's say he wins. Right?
Roman takes the fall if Roman doesn't win.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
Strowman can't take it. Lesnar.
Joe
if it's Lesnar's last match, Lesnar takes the pin.
Yes.
Now,
But
do you really see them pinning Roman Reigns?
yes,
Yes.
You really
because
on pay-per-view, Roman Reigns.
because they want to build Roman Reigns as John Cena. So I'm gonna tell you how this match is gonna go. First of all three of them are gonna take.
going against Reigns.
No, all three of them are gonna take out Brock.
Similar to what Cena and Rollins did.
They're gonna take Brock out. Brock's gonna get laid out. Doink the Clown, what are you doing over there? Anyway, they're gonna take him out, and Lesnar's gonna make a strong push back. I can see Lesnar. It's gonna be it's gonna be a really, really good match. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah, it definitely is. But in this match, I see Samoa Joe being the one that kind of will be going against Brock Lesnar more out of Reigns and Strowman. Because Reigns and Strowman still have that like tension.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, quick question for I don't really watch WWE, but for someone that doesn't watch the UFC and watches WWE, do you or do you not want to see Brock Lesnar in a WWE ring after SummerSlam.
You know what? I would like to see some appearances here and there. He needs to get.
But you know what? Brock can't wrestle for his life. All he does is fucking suplexes.
So is he one of those wrestlers that is a wrestler but doesn't really know how to wrestle?
Yeah.
But the thing is, ever since with the Lesnar Goldberg situation, I kind of got sick of him. And the fact that he Lesnar still has the title and he's not even on Raw, I want him done with.
I loved Lesnar when he was wrestling in 2000 and 2003.
This Lesnar sucks.
Nowadays, this Lesnar's like...
Yeah.
He still throws money.
I could see Paul Heyman turning on Lesnar.
That would be nice.
For Joe?
For Joe, and then Lesnar doesn't leave. And it sets up an angle where... Because Lesnar's contract's up in... after WrestleMania, and the only way that Lesnar leaves is if he asks Vince McMahon for his release, and I haven't seen anything out there yet.
On the wrestling topic, just to point it out here, because we're talking about UFC and WWE, is it ever going to happen? Is CM Punk ever going to come back to WWE?
He will be back to
Yes.
WWE. Wait, before you're talking about
Bold
UFC
prediction.
fighters?
Bold prediction. Bold prediction.
First
CM Punk
of the episode.
will be at WrestleMania 34.
Alright.
This upcoming WrestleMania.
Yes.
Did you guys hear that Chris Cyborg will be fighting Becky Lynch at SummerSlam?
Yeah, and you know what? I like that.
You know, I hope fucking
like
Chris
that.
Cyborg...
I
breaks
can't
her
understand what she
fucking leg.
says, so she might have to have an intern.
Now, the build to
Someone
that,
to come talk for her.
Bill's starting tonight.
the build needs to be as soon as possible. It can't just be a week before SummerSlam kind of thing.
Why would they do that?
I think that
That does sound like a wrestling topic.
It's a wrestling move. That's the one.
It's a wrestling move. But
Another big match that's going to be happening at SummerSlam. The old Shield. So Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus the Raw Tag Title champs Cesaro and Sheamus.
I think during that match, Seth and Dean will win. And then maybe a couple months later, Dean's got to turn heel. He's too... he's bad as a face. It's disgusting to see.
I mean, I could see. Actually, you know what? I think that's going to be the match. What I would like to see is Dean Ambrose turning right now and then facing at SummerSlam.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
But they're not, because I want the Shield to come back. I want it to be Reigns. I want the Wyatt to come back, the Wyatt family to come back, and this is what my Wyatt family would be.
they need to come back.
It would be Elias Samson. He already has the beard.
He calls himself Elias now. not
Yeah.
even Sam.
Oh, it's Elias. All right. I haven't watched because I work on Monday nights.
Okay.
Elias. Strowman.
Okay.
Luke.
And Bray.
Somehow we gotta get
Another Shield.
Luke to come over.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns.
This is like a Survivor Series match.
Seth and Dean, and
this was definitely a shakeup, so...
I mean, maybe Finn Balor goes with them, but I also want to see Finn Balor align himself with the club.
Wow, with AJ? Oh my god.
Not AJ, but with Luke Gallows and Bald Head Anderson.
Finn Balor, does he turn demon at SummerSlam?
Yes.
Yeah, he'll be demons.
Bray Wyatt's pissing him off. I think if he doesn't turn demon, where else is he gonna turn demon? Honestly. But fuck. What do you think, Steve? Yeah?
Well, it's a big match because it's SummerSlam. Yeah, but what I wish they had was a 6-man elimination chamber with the 4 guys they already have, plus Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor.
Alright, let's talk about Cena Nakamura tonight. This might be uploaded after.
No. Before we talk about that,
okay.
Let's talk about Kurt Angle's son, Jason Jordan. He's gonna be facing the Miz at SummerSlam, I believe. They had a segment last night.
Well, let me just throw it out there. Miz knows how to work the mic.
He does.
If anyone can...
We should get him as a guest.
If anyone
Hope so,
can
eventually.
fucking just bring out like
You gotta tell him
the
to like the crowd.
potential of another wrestler,
It's the Miz.
it's The Miz.
Yeah, and
Wait, before you continue, do you see Jason Jordan as a WWE champion one day?
yes,
Yeah.
I think he.
Yeah.
I
it's-
think he's potential top Final Four in the Royal Rumble this year.
I think I could see that too, honestly.
I think he has the potential to be really good.
Depending how it
But
goes.
on
he can win the
TV,
Royal
on
Rumble.
TV, I believe he's gonna be turning heel soon because it's gonna be
Did you hear his new theme song?
no,
It's the American Alpha song with Kurt Angle's thing. It's so dumb.
it's done.
So dumb.
I have
That
to listen
sounds
to it.
cool.
It does
Must
sound
you like
cool.
it.
But I think he's gonna win the title at SummerSlam, and then they're gonna have to eventually turn him heel.
And go against Kurt Angle.
No, go with Kurt Angle as a heel.
Hogan's Kurt Angle.
Why not?
Um,
You know, I really
because on TV they're gonna portray as Kurt Angle's son's getting it easy. But anyway, let's talk about SmackDown Live, which is tonight. But we're not gonna be posting this till Friday, so
But
you'll be
this
hearing this. You'll be hearing this on Friday, but it's Tuesday right now. At 7 o'clock.
1 hour away from SmackDown.
All right, so we're gonna talk about Nakamura versus John Cena.
I think this is dumb what they're doing tonight. It's a WrestleMania match.
I know who's gonna win because I'm a genius.
Who is it?
Nakamura's gonna win. John
I think-
Cena's going. John Cena's going to be in Transformers.
Isn't
Yeah, but not for SummerSlam. I think he's
Yeah,
going to
Transformers
SummerSlam.
isn't coming out till 2018.
I don't want to.
Doesn't matter. You have to film it now.
Tom wants to
Wait,
talk.
yeah,
Tom's taking in.
Isn't it when there's a big match in WWE and like you don't expect it to happen now? They kind of don't make it happen. They say it's gonna happen, but then the night it comes, it doesn't happen.
Well, they have to
No,
go.
and then they throw like another extra man in there, and then they have the big fight. At, like,
Yeah, they do that a lot of times, but it's SummerSlam, so they're gonna. It's just as big as WrestleMania.
But it's not at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but anyway, let's go to this match that we were just talking about. Cena Nakamura. I want Nakamura to win because I don't want him to lose. But I have a great idea. AJ Styles turns heel tonight. After retaining his title against Kevin Owens, because I believe they're gonna face tonight.
Yeah.
AJ Styles turns and he cost Nakamura the match.
Then-
Remember them a few weeks ago they had in
AJ
the back?
Nakamura.
AJ Nakamura, John Cena Mahal,
You know what?
Um, and Kevin Owens is going to verse Shane McMahon.
Before you're done, right? AJ said Nakamura and him should be a WrestleMania match. He has said that
On what? TV or no?
interview.
On TV or no?
No, on a podcast.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's
I
not his
have-
decision.
I mean, it is
Let's
really
say
not his decision.
winner of this match tonight goes on to the pay-per-view. Do we see a cash-in from...
If Cena
Money in
wins,
the Bank?
yeah.
If Cena wins, yes.
But if Shinsuke wins, I don't know.
Now, is he going to... Let's say Shinsuke wins. Now, is he going to cash in... excuse me, towards the end of the match, so that we don't see
Yeah.
Shinsuke get.
What I
in-
believe, if Shinsuke wins, I think there's going to be a cash in that night, regardless.
who has the Money in the Bank this quick?
Baron Corbin.
He used to play for the Packers. If you didn't know.
He used to play for the Arizona Cardinals. Mojo Riley used to play for the Packers.
I'm sorry, guys.
Alright, continue.
This league facts.
No matter what, we're getting
I see a
cash
cash in. Nakamura wins the title, and you know how Nakamura and Baron Corbin are already in a rivalry. Boom, cashes in on him, wins it, and then SummerSlam Nakamura wins the title. AJ Styles wins the Royal
Wait,
Rumble,
SummerSlam.
Survivor
Oh, yeah, 'cause
Series,
he cashed. I was gonna say.
and then or Royal Rumble. I could see Nakamura re-winning the title, and then AJ Styles versus
That's gonna happen at
Shinsuke at
WrestleMania.
Mania, unless, like I said, AJ turns heel tonight.
I mean, I want to see
I-
Shinsuke and AJ
Because
live.
we don't. Who's AJ's facing right now at SummerSlam? Let's look at it.
Nobody right now.
Nobody. So either the loser of this match versus
Versus AJ.
AJ.
But they're not going to do Cena and AJ again.
There was rumored that they were gonna do it. AJ would have to win.
AJ versus who again? Sorry.
Cena.
All right, so let's talk about the Kevin Owens match. KO
With
and
Shane?
Shane. I believe that's gonna happen.
I think
Yeah, I
it's
think that's
happening
gonna
too.
happen.
This is all happening at SummerSlam.
Basically,
this
yeah.
KO.
I mean, a few weeks ago, this
Shane
card looked like duty, but
now it's
I
looking
mean,
good.
we got
It's looking alright.
we got Shane McMahon potentially against Owens. We got AJ Styles versus a question
Wait,
mark.
did we talk about Bailey getting hurt yesterday?
No, we
She
didn't.
might be severely hurt.
Really?
And might miss SummerSlam.
Is it a real injury? Or was it?
I think.
Is that the
real.
Bailey buddies we talking about?
Yeah.
It's the Bailey buddies. Woo!
Alright.
No,
Guys,
yeah.
I have headbands. Don't worry.
Yeah, continue.
What were we talking about?
AJ versus question mark the card. for
Oh,
SummerSlam.
so AJ versus the question nobody knows right now.
I think
Jinder
Cena
Mahal
challenge.
versus either Cena or
Shinsuke,
Nakamura.
no matter what, that's gonna be
That's
good. What
gonna
a
be a
potential
match.
cash
The Fatal 4-Way for the title: Roman, Strowman, Joe, and
in. That's
Lesnar.
gonna
What's
be
Sami
probably
Zayn doing?
match.
Sami
That's my
Zayn
guy.
probably. Sami
Nothing.
Zayn and probably.
Mike Kanellis.
Nope. Sami Zayn and probably Ty Dillinger on the pre-show versus Mike Kanellis and the singer.
Oh my
know
god!
the
Kill me
singer's name.
now. It's the singer.
The singer. That's
He's
his
fucking
name.
whiter than Casper, bro. Just
And
Quick question, because we went to what was it? What day did we go to Raw? It was a couple months
March
ago.
22nd.
We went to
2017.
Raw in March. It is August, and you're telling me the guy that was on the pre-show
Yeah, Jinder Mahal.
is now the
Yes,
WWE
yes, he is.
World Heavyweight
oh,
Champion.
that's my guy.
The guy is on the
I-
pre-show
Yeah.
that no one even cared about.
Did he win that match?
Yeah, he won.
He beat
he won.
Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel. That guy's probably dead too.
No, he's on Raw now. He's with The Miz.
Whatever.
Who's done with the Miz?
Yes, he is.
So,
Oh, yeah.
you guys watch it on an everyday basis. Explain
Not
to
every
me.
day.
Well, explain to me how that happened. Like what
They-
pushed him?
They had
Gave him a push.
they
They literally just gave
But like how
They
did how
gave him a
did
push.
they're going to Russia. Not Russia. They're going to India, and he's Indian, and they wanted more view.
Yeah, so
shit to
I'm
go up,
trying to get
but
like.
nothing's went up since he's been there.
But how did
That's
the
why they
fan?
brought the Great Khali back.
Oh, the great Khali.
So Indian.
So how did the fan? How did,
You know what? I hope we see Randy Orton, Great Khali.
no. So how did the WWE fans react when he won the championship?
Booed.
Booed him.
I don't think anyone was happy.
No one likes the Indians.
Yeah, wait,
Was it-
wait, hold on. Let's get to Randy Orton now.
No, wait,
Let's
but
not
was
do
it more of a shock
He's
that
doing
he
Great
won?
Khali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no one.
It was a shock that he
of
won.
all like he all right. He went.
Okay,
from,
let's put it this way, Tom.
Okay.
He was the New York Jets for 10 years, and then he became the New England Patriots like that.
Yeah, pretty
Wow,
much.
I wish.
All right. He lost 100 matches.
Within a couple.
400
he
matches.
was like
within a
20
couple weeks, he went to the.
Yeah, wasn't his record like really bad?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the worst. He has the worst record as a WWE champion ever. Before he was the champion, I think he is 20 and 400.
Okay.
So, anyway, so let's finish this up.
Did we say we didn't say who we thought AJ's versus? So I think it's gonna be
AJ and Orton it might be because Orton has nothing and AJ has nothing right now. It might be AJ,
might be AJ. The
Chris
guy,
Jericho.
I forgot he returned from Metallica. Honestly.
Yeah, well, he cursed out a fan the other night. I don't
Did he
know,
really?
He called.
Yeah.
He was drunk or something. He was like, "Oh fuck yourself, you mother."
That's awesome.
He dropped the
That's
F bombs,
awesome.
and it was in New York too.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love Chris Jericho.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this episode. The Four Corners. We'll be back with episode 3 very shortly, and take care.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
See ya.